Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Shadow and Sun Show. And welcome to a very special tribute to the late, the great Roger Zelazny. As most of you know, I've been a big fan of his all my life. And today would be his birthday. His passing came to me rather abruptly and through the most unlikely of places. I found out that he passed through the Lord of the Rings collectible card game, a card, I forget which one, but I'd purchased a box of booster packs back in the day, and we were going through them, and the cards often had little clips, little snippets of information and quotes and things like that, and one of them alerted me to the fact that he had passed. Roger and I first met when I was just a wee lad working at my very first game stores, and we became friends from that point on. I had waited in line, to meet him because the customers, they got to go meet him first, and after everybody had left, he was waiting for his ride, I guess a taxi or something like that. This is, in the 80s, so there were no Ubers or things like that. And we got to meet and exchange information, and I had only read a few of his books, but The Nine Princes in Amber and a couple other books struck me unlike any other book I've ever read. To this day, I read books every single day, and not as many as I'd like, and definitely not as many novels as I probably should. But this Thursday we're going to start our Appendix N book club, and I thought it only fitting, since today is his birthday, that we pay tribute to, in my opinion, the greatest writer of American fiction that I can think of, that I've ever met, and I've met a few. And I hope you guys will join us. If you haven't read The Nine Princes in Amber, it is amongst the books listed in the appendix, and there's a few others, but anything you pick up by him will, I hope, inspire you to pick up as many more as you can. Some of my favorites include This Immortal, Eye of Cat. What is the other one I'm reading now? I'm totally drawing a blank. Oh, Changeling. He rewrote scores of books, and every time I read one, I'm amazed at just how well he did what he did. And he was many things to many people, but to me, he'll always be the greatest American writer of all time. I hope you guys will pour one out today, as you pick up one of his books, and join us Thursday as we go over the classic Nine Princes in Amber. To his children and family, I hope you guys never forget how lucky you were, and I hope that I'll get to read a whole bunch more of his books, because every day I discover a new book that I'd not heard of. Wikipedia is not very good with keeping track of all the great things that he did, and I'm currently actually listening to the audiobook of The Guns of Avalon, and maybe it's old age, maybe it's just experience and what have you, but I learned something more about him and his stories and his characters every time I reread something. I'm going to go through the entire Amber Chronicles. Hopefully I'll get through them by the end of this month, and then I'm going to move on to other stuff of his while I'm reading the game books that I read for you guys and review. And hopefully through the Appendix N book club we will get to go through all the other great writers out there, Lieber, Howard, and hopefully we can hit on some of the lesser known books by these authors by the time we're done, because there's so many great authors in that famous appendix, and so many more I have yet to read. I went through the list with my friend Raven the other night and realized that I'd only read 11 or 12 of the authors in the list of 28 some odd authors in that appendix, to get an idea where this great hobby of ours started, what inspired the game masters Arneson and Gygax to create this hobby before anybody else could have done so. I always hear naysayers and other rumors and tales of other people doing the same thing at the same time or prior to them. But let's face it, Dungeons & Dragons was the first, therefore it's going to get the most credit. And I believe it's deserved. Most of you don't remember what it was like to be a role-playing gamer back in the 70s and 80s, and you're a little spoiled. Don't take this the wrong way, but so many people were able to stand on the shoulders of those giants and give us the hobby we have today, regardless of the genre you might play, regardless of the rule set you might play. The idea is still the same: to go out there, be the big damn hero, slay the big ass dragon, rescue the beautiful princess or prince, if that's, anyways, let's take a little time and remember why we do what we do, and maybe the next time we do roll some dice, we'll be a little better at it, and if not, at least enjoy it a little more. That's all I got for you tonight, this afternoon, today. Actually, I'm a big fat liar. I'm going to review a Gamma World module after I go to another awards ceremony for our adopted son, Alex. He's not really adopted. He's not really our son, but we love him anyways, and we're going to go watch him get a big fat award for whatever it is he does. I have no idea. He hides out in his room playing video games till all odd hours and blasting that electric guitar of his. He's quite the guitarist. But we're going to go do that tonight, and then I'll come back and I'll review Mind Masters. I think that's what it is. I'm a couple of modules ahead, so I have to go back and figure out which one I'm actually going to review. But I think it's G3, G4. It's not the Black Hand. Maybe it is. Well, anyways, I'm going by the numbers, so whichever one is the next in the row of Gamma World modules from back in the day will be the one I'll be reviewing. Until then, folks, have a great day. Get some gaming done, and if you can't, go out and get some sun and some fresh air. It is absolutely stunning outside right now, and enjoy it while you can, because where I live, it's already summer and 90 degrees. Thank God for air conditioning, huh, folks? Love you. I will see you real soon, and until then, and as always, happy trails.